Well, nearly a week has passed since it happened. I mean, nearly a week has passed since the studio was horrifically flooded. Now that the dust has settled, I feel like this is probably a good time to have a little chat about it then. Because obviously we did the stream. Massive thanks to everyone who tuned into the stream last Sunday for the World Cup final. It really did mean a lot to see anyone in the stream, to be honest. I remember setting it up thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, we are not going to see anyone in this chat, but to be fair, you did come out and you did support the boys, so massive thanks to you lot for that. But I just wanted to sit down and make a video and just kind of reflect on what is the perfect ending to a beautiful story. And I know it's not actually the end of Lionel Messi. Obviously, he is going to continue with PSG. There's rumours that he's going to have his contract extended with PSG. And he's also said that he's going to stick around with the national team, which is something I did not expect. He wants to continue playing as a world champion. I don't believe that means he's going to be in the next World Cup squad. You never know. Stranger things have happened. But for sure, I think he would like to play another Copa America as a world champion with Argentina. And even to say that is just like, man, it was just incredible, wasn't it? It was just incredible. Like the fairy tale ending. And I think everything went right. Obviously in the tournament, obviously a lot of people would say, oh, they got a few soft penalties here and there. I think that's true. I do think they got a couple of soft penalties here and there. And Messi finished as one of the top scorers in the tournament because of the amount of penalties they got. And to be fair, penalties have never really been Lionel Messi's strong point. I mean, he's always been good at basically everything else. Penalties and him, they never really go arm in arm. But someone incredible taught him how to take penalties, which is a massive W for the boys. What's so beautiful about this story is like there's so many aspects to it that I think add to this fairy tale ending that we got last Sunday. I mean, he's had so many, despite all the success that Lionel Messi has had in his career, and a lot of people saying that he didn't need a World Cup to even be considered to be the GOAT. I probably fell into that category a little bit. I kind of said to myself before the tournament, Messi doesn't need to win the World Cup to fall into that conversation at the very least, but a lot of people did think he needed to claim a World Cup to be mentioned in the same breath as Maradona and Pele in particular. And he's had so many failures, especially with the national team when it comes to World Cups and Copa Americas, obviously. Probably the one that sticks out to a lot of people is the World Cup final in 2014. I remember sitting down watching that, praying again like I was last Sunday that Messi and co were going to get the job done, and unfortunately a Mario Götze winner in the 120th minute or something like that, the last minute of extra time, snatched a win for Jogi Löw's side. And I think especially after the 2018 World Cup when they were knocked out, surprisingly enough and ironically enough, by France, I think a lot of people thought that might have been it for Messi's chances with Argentina. Obviously, they went on to win the Copa America in 2021, beating Brazil in the final thanks to that Angel Di Maria goal. And, you know, the dream was alive again. I think a lot of people going into the World Cup definitely fancied Argentina to be up there, considering their incredible unbeaten streak going into the tournament. It was something like a 3-year unbeaten streak, which was immediately ended on opening day against Saudi Arabia. And I think a lot of people that were rooting for Argentina, and a lot of people of like the general public, I think in general, probably felt like that was the worst possible start for Argentina, and probably they went down in a lot of people's estimations after that game. And you know, that's not surprising. I mean, it was a shock result, definitely probably the first shock result I think of the tournament, but they got back on track, and non-surprisingly the little man himself, Lionel Messi, was at the centre of it, getting the opening goal and then assist for Argentina in their win over Mexico in the next group game. They went on to beat Poland again in the next and final group game. Messi actually wasn't on the score sheet that day, I believe, but he did have a penalty saved by Wojciech Szczesny. Getting Australia then in the round of 16, having topped the group, I think a lot of people said, okay, it's probably a more favourable draw for Argentina, but this is definitely a potential banana skin, as, you know, similar to the Saudi Arabia game. And it didn't look like being that way. Obviously, Messi scored a fantastic goal to put them 1-0 up, and Julian Alvarez made it 2-0, and then it looked like it was going to be very much squeaky bum time when Australia pulled one back towards the end, but Argentina just about managed to hold out. And despite making it through to the quarter-final, I think a lot of people, again, were sceptical of Argentina, the fact that they were in such a commanding position and they threw it away. And that was again a similar theme that happened against the Netherlands in the quarterfinal. In absolute cruise control, 2-0 up, and then a brace from Wout Weghorst. Once they score one, Holland were always bound to score a second, and the second one in incredible circumstances with that quick free kick. But Argentina went through on penalties, and the game against Croatia was the one that I think a lot of people thought was going to be a massive test for them, because this Croatia team has certainly been here before and in similar situations like this very recently, only as far back as Russia 2018. But incredibly, it was this game that was the most comfortable for Argentina. A 3-0 victory, booking a place with France in the final, and I mean, you lads know the rest. I think This adds to the story as well, the fact that France and Argentina in this final was probably the best World Cup final that I've ever seen, and I think it's fair to say that it's the same for a lot of people. And once again, typical Argentina traits that we've seen throughout the tournament against the likes of Australia and the Netherlands, them two games in particular, where they were in such cruise control, absolutely flying in the game, 2-0 up, and then they concede the penalty. And Mbappe scores it, and then he scores a brilliant goal again 2 minutes later. When Messi scores that goal in extra time, though, lads, I'm thinking, oh my god, that is it. That's it, the fairy tale ending. But again, another incredible twist of the tale where they win a penalty, handball, by, was it Montiel or was it Paredes, one or the other, I'm not too sure, but Kylian Mbappe sticks away the penalty so competently. I mean, can we talk about Mbappe for a minute? To score a hat-trick in a World Cup final and to still lose it is, wow. I mean, I don't know how he must have been feeling after that. He went straight back to PSG. I think they're playing Strasbourg the weekend. I fear for the Strasbourg defenders this weekend. That's all I'm going to say. Penalties then, and obviously Mbappe and Messi took the first two, dispatched them brilliantly. I think the likes of Neymar and Ronaldo can certainly take a bit of a leaf out of their book. Your best player, your penalty taker, should always be taking the fucking first penalty. Let that be a lesson to any team going forward. But then we had misses from Coman and Tchouaméni, and that left Argentina in a great position. Montiel scores the winning penalty and seals Lionel Messi's fate as the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. And I mean, look, Peter Drury says it best. He nearly says everything best, that man. But the debates will continue, and the debates can continue if you like. But in terms of the Messi-Ronaldo bit, I think the debate that was ended for me long ago. And it's very interesting to see certain Ronaldo fans coming out of the woodwork and saying that, oh yeah, Messi's actually the GOAT. Shit. But anyway, I think the fact that he had such an instrumental role, like if Messi had a bit of a stinker of a tournament and Argentina still won it, you'd still say, okay, well done, Messi finally has his World Cup. But the fact that at 35 years of age he was doing the things that he was doing, like for example the assist for Alvarez against Croatia when he absolutely turns Gvardiol, who was arguably the best centre back of the entire tournament, turns him inside out, plays it across, Alvarez finishes it absolutely brilliantly. The fact that Messi was so key at his age, at 35 years of age, should be doing it not only in the World Cup but all the way through to the latter stages of the competition. Messi had never scored a World Cup knockout stage goal up until this tournament. That is just like incredible, mind-blowing stuff, I have to say. And I don't think he had his best game in the final, but I mean, he was incredible all the way up, Lionel Messi. And the fact that he was so key and the final was as much of a spectacle as it was, I think adds to what is an incredible fairy tale ending for the greatest of all time. He's completed football. He's officially done it, and I do think he will be up for the next Ballon d'Or. If he can manage to claim his 8th Ballon d'Or, I mean, that would be something incredible. I do think it's between him and his counterpart in the final, which, you know, a lot of people said in the stream the weekend, that final will be remembered as the Messi versus Mbappe final now, won't it, forevermore. But incredible fairy tale stuff, and I'm so grateful to have been alive to watch the career of Lionel Messi and to have been alive to watch this whole tournament and the final the weekend. And it was such a privilege to be able to watch it on stream with my best mate, with you lads, and yeah, just feeling fucking grateful right now. Christmas is tomorrow, I'm gassed, and Messi saved Christmas. Messi saved Christmas. That's what I'm going to title this video. Lads, have a good Christmas. Thank you so much for the support over the month of December. We are just past 800 subs yesterday, which is fucking incredible. There's a possibility we could hit 1k by the end of the year. I think that's still quite unlikely, but we'll keep pushing. But thank you guys so much for your support, not only over the last month, but over the course of the year once again. You lot are the real goats. Now, there you go. So leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, lads. Let me know what you thought of the World Cup, and is Messi your GOAT? Come on. Own up. We all know he is. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you later.